Let's see if I can get somebody in here. If not, we're going to just go with the show. So, the title of this video is Gambling Addiction, How to Stop the Urge to Gamble. What does that mean? When you have decided and committed to, like, hey, I have a problem, when you admitted to yourself, when you have accepted the fact that you truly have a gambling problem, now it's time to start putting that into action, meaning no more gambling. So what happens when you have that deep desire, that deep craving to want to go gamble? Whether it's going to the casino, whether it's the sports betting, whether it's logging onto an app on your phone, what preventative measures can you take to stop that urge? Okay. The first one is, for me, this is in my opinion, strictly my opinion, and what helped me in my journey. Visualizing the absolute worst outcome. Like, I would always visualize getting like a 17 down to the last $10 that you have, right? And getting a 17 on a blackjack table, staring at an ace, knowing that I'm going to get blackjack. The dealer flipping over a king or a face card, and then boom, they have blackjack. Boom, I lost the bet. It's over. I'm walking out of there empty-handed. I visualize that, the worst outcome. Once you visualize that worst outcome that could possibly happen, you don't even want to do it. It's like, nope. And the reason I say that is, a lot of people say, well, that's thinking negative. You're supposed to think positive. When you are at rock bottom, when gambling has got you by the neck, where you're in a spiraling, nasty, toxic addiction, there is no thinking positive. There is no amount of positivity that is going to pull you out of that hole. Okay? It doesn't matter. Because the reality is, when you go in the casino, when you log in on those online casinos, you are going to eventually lose because you can't beat the house. They're in the business to make money, and they are going to do whatever they possibly can to separate you from your money. And if you're a person that has no control at all, it's over. And so now it's like, you have to understand that. You have to truly understand that within the depths of your heart. You have to understand that this industry is designed, it's a business. It's selling you an experience, which works. It does, because you feel so good and you spend all this money. It works. But there's some people who spend money that they should not be spending. Okay? It's like, let's say you have an electric bill that you need to pay. And instead of paying that electric bill, you decide to go buy a pair of shoes. That's a shopping addiction. So it's the same thing. You go to the casino. Instead of taking the money to go pay that bill, that light bill or electric bill, you're taking the money and you're gambling it. It's no difference. So once you get to that point that you're doing that, now you need to put stoppers in place. Things to prevent you from doing it and thinking negatively, seeing that losing hand, seeing you constantly pulling on that slot machine or pressing on the slot machine and not winning anything. You have to visualize yourself losing. This is like the reverse. This is the opposite of what most people would tell you in terms of manifestation. You're trying to save yourself. And you're the only one that can save you. Nobody else can save you. Okay? That's one thing I need to reiterate. So, visualizing the worst possible outcome. How does that outcome make you feel? You have to ask yourself, when you visualize yourself losing every dime that you just put into that slot, every dime that you just deposited onto this online website, how do you feel when you lose everything? How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel good? Probably not. So if it doesn't make you feel good, then it's probably not a good thing to do. It's going to scare you. The whole purpose of this exercise is to scare you away from gambling. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it at this moment. And you're going to constantly be putting it off, which is going to benefit you in the long run. Okay. So the second way that you can stop the urge to gamble is by remembering the worst day ever that you had gambling. Go back to the absolute worst circumstances that you had gambling or as a result of gambling. What happened? How much did you lose? How did that day turn out? Did your lights get cut off? Did you not have enough? Did you get evicted? Did you what is the word for your mortgage? Did you default on your mortgage? Did you end up having to get divorced? Did your wife or did your husband divorce you? Hopefully these things haven't happened. Hopefully you haven't gotten that far to where when you look back on the worst day that it is those things. Hopefully it's just, man, I lost my whole paycheck. I lost everything. All I got is like $5 to like put in my tank, and I got some change, in the glove compartment that I can like buy a couple of ramen noodles with and some juice, that type of thing. Hopefully that's what your worst gambling memory looks like, and that can keep you from doing it. Or maybe you just like, another example of your worst day could be, I know I'm all over the place, you guys, so I'm sorry in advance. Maybe you didn't have money for food. And maybe you have to wait in the parking lot for the buffet to open at the casino. Okay? You have no money for food. You haven't ate all day. You're starving. What do? You're like, man, I do have these comps. That's a horrible day. You have to sit and wait for the casino buffet to open in order to eat dinner or have your meal. That's bad. So remember your worst day of losing, and that's going to keep you from gambling. Okay, this is number 3. Listening to or watching other people's stories. Living through other people's horrible gambling stories vicariously is a sure way to stop. That was like my number one go-to during my recovery period. I would search YouTube for gambling addiction stories, and one that always popped up was this guy. He's a black guy in Vegas, and he has like, it's a 20-minute video. He's in his car, he's sweating bullets, he has no air conditioning, he has a spray bottle to spray on himself because it's so hot in Vegas. It's like probably over 100 degrees, and he's pawning stuff. He's going in there losing. Sometimes he wins. It shows him playing a slot, and it shows him counting the money that he won, and then he goes back and then he loses it all. This guy ended up being homeless, okay? Ultimately, he ended up losing his job, losing his car, losing everything, and he was homeless. I think he's back on his feet now. But, listening to these stories, it'll like, it's like it speaks to you, and it's like, man, I don't want this to happen to me. It's like you're reliving their story and their situation as if it happened to you, and that can it'll keep you straight. It'll keep you like, okay, it'll scare you straight. You're like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, no. So it's like you're playing a mental trick on yourself. You're tricking yourself out of gambling by rehashing, these memories. So I feel like, to be honest, in my opinion, listening to other people's stories and hearing other people's stories, gambling addiction stories, is by far the most effective way to stop the gambling urge, if you ask me. And that's what my channel is all about. I'm reacting to various stories that I collect across the internet. Some of them are on Reddit. Some of them are from forums. Some of them are from anonymous people on Facebook posting their story. And I'm just reacting to them. I'm giving my insight. I'm giving my opinion, and I'm giving recommendations on how to, move forward with respect to these stories, So, let's recap. How to stop the urge for gambling. Visualizing the worst possible outcome that could happen, okay? This is for you particularly in your situation. You could lose all the money that you have. You could completely wipe out your bank account. Now you have money for nothing. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that you went to the ATM so many times, you got cash advances, you wired it to where now you don't have money for rent, you don't have money for food, you have no money for gas. Guess what? What if you don't even, your gas is on empty and you don't even have enough money to get back home? These are horrible outcomes. This is what you need to focus on. This is what's going to help you to stay away. Okay. Number 2, remember the worst gambling loss that you've ever had. The worst possible day or night that you ever had gambling. What was it like? What happened? Did it involve somebody else? Did you take money from somebody? Did you, take a loan out on your car and play that money and now you can't pay it back and now they take your car? You need to relive the worst, absolute worst circumstances that you ever had gambling, and that's going to stop you. Okay, I promise you, it's gonna stop you in your tracks. I can't guarantee it's gonna stop you forever, or even for like, it might last for a few hours. However it lasts, is something that you need to put in action. Okay. And the last one, listening and witnessing other people's stories. Okay. Hearing other people's stories is going to reinforce how horrible this could possibly end for you guys. So I hope you've got value out of this live. Please like, share, subscribe. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but subscribe. That's the most important thing that you can do. Subscribe to the channel, because you don't know if you're going to ever come across this channel again, and share it with somebody that may be struggling with a gambling addiction and trying to reach recovery, or they're having a hard time going through recovery. I am here for you. Okay. This is me helping you to go through the different stages. I'm your coach. I'm coaching you through, because you're gonna need it. It is not an easy task to do alone. I did it alone. I didn't have anybody to coach me. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I was able to make it out of this for as long as I have. But guess what? You have a buddy now. You got a friend. You have a coach that you can come to help you. Please put any questions in the comments. I wish you guys well. Good luck. Stay strong. If you pray, pray. That helps a lot. Whatever spiritual practices that you have, it will reinforce you. All right, guys. It's been real. I'll see you next time. Peace.